this.
That he would be arrested. There was a rally at 3 p.m. and you had about 60 people that showed up at that time. So
yeah, this is sad.
We'll see what the crowd looks like later on tonight, but there's always that concern of the former president, Mr. Trump, fanning the flames on social media and what that could lead to. Of course, we saw what happened on January 6th, and everyone's just sort of holding their breath here.
It's
just,
sad, bro.
Sad! See what will happen in the next few hours.
All right, Christian Benavides in Palm Beach, Florida.
Sad.
Thank
Only
you.
60 people. Sad.
Let's bring in CBS News Chief National Affairs and Justice correspondent Jeff Pegues. Jeff, what are you hearing from your law enforcement sources about threats or just what chatter they're picking up in the system that they monitor so closely?
Frankly, John, they've been preparing for this moment for at least a couple of weeks since the former president, sent out that tweet.
He has a condition. Don't make fun of him, chat. He has a throat thing.
Chatter online and chatter in other forums, just to make sure they're on top of any potential threats. And what we're hearing, at least right now, is that they aren't seeing any sort of large organized protest, anything like that. But of course, you will see chatter online, people making threats. The question is, are these the kinds of threats that the people are making that they can actually bring to fruition? And of course, that's what law enforcement is always most concerned about. It's that person acting alone that usually poses the greatest threat in terms of intelligence gathering, because they are the people who are hard to see coming. However, overall, the posture seems to be that law enforcement is preparing, but we'll have to see when the former president is processed and how things develop between this point now and then.
Right. And do we know whether the New York law enforcement was given any advance notice regarding the vote to indict the former president?
You know what, John? So many people were caught off guard by this today. In fact, there had been reports in some outlets that the grand jury was going to take a month off. So I think a lot of people sort of let their guard down. But I'd be surprised if there wasn't any coordination between the DA's office there in New York and the NYPD, which is 35,000 officers strong. I think, you know, a lot of people don't realize how big that police department is in New York. You know, people who cover the NYPD, it's almost like its own army, and they are very good at what they do, not only intelligence gathering, but the tactics they use with large demonstrations. So we'll have to see how they react to this. We know that officers or police officers are being asked to show up tomorrow in their uniforms, which will give the command staff there a chance to deploy officers to any sort of problem spot should they see some pop up. But at least right now, it looks like things are calm. And the intelligence apparatus in New York is working to stay on top of any potential threats.
Okay, Jeff Pegues for us in Washington. Thank you, Jeff. Here's a look at what we're covering in our next hour. A historic day in U.S. history. An indictment of a former president. We'll have the latest on the formal charges filed against Donald Trump.
See, this is what I mean. It's like even the music is like fucking bunk. You know what I mean? Give me something good. Damn.